Have you been working on your Power App and are frustrated by the results? Chat GPT is here to help you. So you can see here, I've created a child support app. And what I want to do is I want to be able to add the total amount for each line right here. So I want this to say 1,000. So let's go to Chat GPT and ask it, I want to sum the total column in a Power Apps gallery. Let's try that again. I want to sum a column in a Power Apps gallery. All right, so we get this result right here. I'm going to take that, go back to Power Apps. So in the default property of this text input, I'm going to put in this formula. So it's going to format the currency. It's going to use the sum function, looking at all the items in the child gallery and adding the total amount. So you can see we got 1,000 right here. So if we add another line, it says 1,500. I can change this from preschool, which is 400. And you can see that the total requested amount will change based on the items in this gallery. Now let's go back to Chat GPT. I'm going to ask it another question. I want a Power Automate flow that exports the data from SharePoint into a CSV file. Let's see what it comes up with. It says to create a new flow, we're going to use a trigger. Since we're in Power Apps, we can use the Power Apps trigger. We're going to use the get items action in SharePoint. We're going to then create a CSV table and then email the individual. So let's go back to Power Apps. Now I already have it right here. So I have a flow called child support flow. It looks at the email drop down, whatever's in here, and it sends the information in SharePoint to this individual's email. I'm gonna show you how I did that. Went to Power Automate, add a flow, create new flow. Just give it a second. Say create from blank. All right, we're gonna use the Power Apps trigger. Go to new step. Let's type in SharePoint. We're gonna use the get items action, remember, from Chat GPT. We're gonna select the site address, the list name, go to new step. We're gonna use CSV table. Right here. Create CSV table from the value. I think it's body. I always get these confused. We're gonna choose our columns. And so the columns in the SharePoint list are right here. We can just simply pick it from the dynamic content. I'm going to say up. Shouldn't have done that. Let me go back. So we're going to pick from dynamic content. So I want the employee ID, child name, date of birth, class level, and school name. These are going to be the column names in our CSV file. School name, class level, date of birth, child name, and employee ID. Right, once we have that, we're going to send an email. Send an email through Outlook. We're going to go to add dynamic content. And this time we're going to choose Ask in Power Apps. The subject is um, child support. Body, same thing. Go to Advanced Options. Let's say I'm going to call this file name child support.csv. Okay, that's the file name. The attachments content, I'm going to choose output from the create CSV table action. Now I have everything I need. Going to give this flow a name. My child support flow. And check for any errors. There's no errors. And save it. While that's loading, I'm going to add a button. Let's just put it here. Going to rename it, call it export. All right, so I'm just going to use this same control here. I can just copy this. So on the on select property, I'm going to run the flow that we just created. It's called my child support flow. Remove this here. So I can select an email here and it will send it to my email when I press the export button.